stood the Pillager's diary. In the vast and blocky world of Minecraft, where the sun rose over pixelated hills and the moon cast eerie shadows over the plains, a dying pillager sat alone in the dim light of a flickering campfire. His name was Garok, a name that once struck terror into the hearts of villagers. Garok had spent his life raiding and plundering, but now he clutched a tattered diary, his bony fingers trembling as he prepared to confess a secret that had haunted him for years. This diary, worn and crumpled, contained the tale of an unexpected encounter that turned his world upside down. It was the story of how he saved a villager, and, in doing so, sealed his own fate. As the embers of the fire danced and crackled, Garok began to write, his quills scratching against the rough pages. It had been a typical day for Garok and his band of pillagers. They had set out from their outpost, a grim fortress of dark oak and stone, determined to raid the nearby village of Ember Grove. The village lay nestled in a valley, its cottages adorned with thatched roofs and blooming flower gardens. The pillagers crept through the tall grass, their eyes glinting with anticipation, boughs at the ready, and banners fluttering like dark omens in the wind. But as they approached the village, something strange happened. Garok spotted a flicker of movement. A villager, a farmer to be precise, sprinting away from their encroaching shadows. The farmer was clutching a basket of freshly harvested crops, his face pale with fear. With instincts honed through years of raiding, Garok felt an unexpected tug at his heart. He had always thought of villagers as mere targets, but this one seemed different. This one was scared, just like he had been when he was a young pillager, thrust into a world of violence. In that moment, Garok made a choice. He dashed forward, surprising his fellow raiders, and leaped in front of the farmer. The others hesitated, confusion flickering across their faces. Garok stood tall, his bow lowered, as the farmer skidded to a halt, wide-eyed and trembling. The pillager's heart raced, not from the thrill of battle, but from the absurdity of the moment. Could he really protect this villager? Before Garok could process his own bravery, he noticed a shadow looming behind the farmer. A hulking figure emerged from the trees, a menacing ravager, its sharp teeth glistening under the sun. The creature had been lurking, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. With a roar that echoed through the valley, it charged, and in that instant, Garok's instincts took over. Without a second thought, he pushed the farmer aside and drew his bow. The arrow flew true, striking the beast just above its eye. The ravager stumbled, confused by the sudden attack. The farmer watched in disbelief, his fear morphing into something akin to hope. Garok continued to fire, each arrow finding its mark until the ravager lay defeated at his feet. The farmer, still breathless, gazed up at Garok, and for a fleeting moment, their eyes met. It was a connection that transcended the boundaries of their worlds. But the victory was short-lived. The noise of the battle had drawn the attention of the village. A horde of villagers emerged, armed with pitchforks and torches, ready to defend their home. Garok realized his mistake too late. In saving one villager, he had become the target of many. Panic seized him as he turned to flee, but the villagers, fueled by fear and anger, closed in around him. Garok managed to escape into the nearby forest, the sounds of the villagers' shouts fading into the distance. The adrenaline that had surged through him was replaced by a heavy weight of regret. He had saved one life, but in doing so, he had doomed himself to be hunted. The pillagers, now leaderless and confused, began to scatter, leaving Garok to wander alone. Days turned into weeks as Garok hid in the shadows, scavenging for food and avoiding encounters with both villagers and monsters. He watched as Ember Grove thrived, the villagers celebrating their newfound safety. He became a specter of the past, his identity lost to the winds of time. But it was during this lonely exile that Garok encountered something even more unsettling. An Enderman, a tall, dark figure with glowing eyes that seemed to pierce through the very fabric of existence. The creature appeared before him one night, silently observing Garok with an inscrutable gaze. It seemed to sense the pillager's turmoil, and in a moment of eerie connection, it dropped an obsidian block at Garok's feet. In that moment, Garok understood. The obsidian was a reminder of the Nether, a place of chaos and darkness. It represented his choices, his past deeds, and the shadows that loomed over his heart. He felt a strange pull to the block, a desire to reshape his fate. He could craft a portal and escape, but at what cost? He had already sacrificed so much. With the Enderman lingering nearby, Garok made a fateful decision. He constructed a portal, the obsidian shimmering ominously in the moonlight. He stepped through, leaving behind the world of villagers and pillagers, embracing the chaos of the Nether. But as he crossed the threshold, he felt a strange weight pulling at him, a sensation that he was being watched. The portal flickered violently, and in that moment, Garok realized the truth. He had traded his life of raiding for something darker and more sinister. Now, as he scribbled in the diary, the fire flickering low, Garok's body grew weaker. He had become a wandering spirit, a cursed pillager bound to the Nether, forever haunted by the choice he made. He had saved a villager, but in doing so, he had lost his own humanity. The shadows of the Nether wrapped around him, and as the final words flowed from his quill, he understood his fate. In the world of Minecraft, where heroes are forged and villains are born, Garok was a reminder that every choice has consequences, and sometimes, in the pursuit of saving others, one might lose themselves entirely. As the last flicker of the campfire extinguished, the pillager's diary lay open, revealing a story of sacrifice, regret, and the haunting echoes of redemption. The world of Minecraft continued to thrive, but Garok's tale would linger in the winds, forever entwined with the blocks of fate.